They were supposed to be heading on a March break adventure, but a family of 6 from Brampton never made it to their destination. These are some of the 157 people killed aboard the Ethiopian airplane that crashed this weekend on its way to Kenya. We're learning more tonight about the 18 Canadians killed in that deadly crash. Among the victims, 3 generations of a single family. They leave behind a heartbroken loved one who says he's still trying to come to terms with his family's shocking deaths.
I'm just thinking that like my mom or dad, they're going to be just coming from the room and they are going to be talking to me, right? So it's kind of shocking to me as well.
Manant Vaidya says he's still reeling from the news that his parents, sister and nieces are among those killed in this weekend's deadly plane crash.
My dad's friend in Nairobi, Kenya, he confirmed to me that it's true that the flight has been crashed and there were no survivors.
News that his parents, Panagesh and Hansini Vaidya, had died was a punch to the gut for Manant. The retired couple lived with him in Brampton. But the nightmare didn't end there.
My whole family, my parents, my sister, and her kids, and my brother-in-law. So, no, I got nobody right now in Canada.
Manant also lost his only sibling, 37-year-old Kosha Vaidya, her husband, Prarit Dixit, and their 2 daughters, Ashka and Anushka, who were headed on a 10-day trip to see the place where their mother was born. Prarit worked for Public Health Ontario and his wife in HR with the Canadian Hearing Society, both issuing statements of condolences today. 13-year-old Anushka Dixit was a student at Centennial Senior Public School. Peel District School Board today saying there will be counselors on hand to support staff and students when they return for March break next Monday. 14-year-old Ashka Dixit, a high school student at Chingakuzi Secondary School, was also a singer. Her music teacher today mourning the loss of one of his brightest students.
Recently, in one of the charitable trust, someone called me that you please send one of your students because we want to perform prayer over here, and that was a big platform. It is my duty to send one of my best students, right? So I sent Ashka there, and she performed really well. I'm so proud of her.
Pramesh Nandi has known the Dixit family for more than a decade and says he knows the loss will be felt throughout the entire community.
They are so polite, they were so down to earth, and very, very much into like family integrity and integration was so much. They were so tightly close to each other. We all are gonna miss them a lot. We all will miss them.
And Brampton's Mayor Patrick Brown tweeting out a message of condolence tonight. He says flags at City Hall will be lowered to half staff in honor of the family. And 3 more Canadian victims have been identified tonight. 24-year-old Angela Rehorn from Aurelia had recently graduated from Dalhousie and was working for the Canadian Wildlife Federation when she boarded the ill-fated flight to Nairobi. Stephanie Lacroix from Timmins worked for the UN Association of Canada, and Darcy Belanger was an executive with the construction company PCL in Edmonton and a founding member of an international peace organization. He posted a video while on a layover in the U.S.
Hi, good morning, everyone. It is an early start today. I am in Washington, D.C. on a layover on my way to Kenya today. I'm heading to the United Nations Environment Assembly for meetings with environment ministers over the course of March 11th to March 15th. And I'm super excited to be going. I'll check in again. We don't know where I'll be, maybe Ethiopia, maybe my final destination, Kenya, but I'll keep you posted on the journey. Have a great day. Bye.
And those aren't the only victims. Tina Yazdani has more on some of the other Canadians killed in Sunday's crash.
Outside his office at Carleton University, students and faculty share their condolences. Professor Pius Adesanya was the first Canadian victim identified in Sunday's devastating crash.
With him, in the presence of somebody who was truly alive in the finest sense of the word. and he extended this to any space that he was and to anybody that crossed his ways. He also had some kind of presence, in terms of being highly passionate and animated. That the way he spoke, his laughter, you are not going to miss it.
He was always the life of the party. He was always taking photos at all these different events and just always being so personable. And what he also kind of took away was his swag and his smile.
In the 24 hours since the crash, the list of names has grown substantially. 24-year-old Ginella Moore was on her way to Nairobi for the United Nations Environment Assembly. The final post on her Facebook page gives us a glimpse of how excited she was to be selected. She wrote, "I feel beyond privileged to be receiving this opportunity and want to share as much with folks back home."
Danny and I had a lot in common, so we became pretty good friends. She's an all-around just amazing human being. She has a really positive energy that, that affects everybody around her. She has a huge smile. And she's just an amazing person, cares about everybody deeply, and she's really loving.
Late today, her family sharing this statement. Her compassionate nature, spirit for life, and positivity are all things that made Ginella such a wonderful human. With her loss, we hope she inspires others to carry on with her energy and focus to make the world a better place. Another Canadian attending the same UN event, Mika Messent. In his final Facebook post, he wrote, "I'm so grateful for this opportunity and want to thank all of the people in my life who have helped me get this far." An outpouring of support on the post, friends and family sharing messages of love for the young advocate, including one of his colleagues, Rebecca Pearson, who wrote he was such a bright light. He made me smile every time I saw him at the office. Amina Ibrahim Odawa and her 5-year-old daughter, Sophia, also lost their lives in the crash. Odawa's brother says she will be deeply missed.
It is unbelievable, yeah. It was nobody expects that kind of stuff in their life. You hear plane crashes happening to some distant people, some really far away places, Mm-hmm. But then when it comes right there to someone who you are talking to only a few hours earlier, it's very, very devastating.
Derek Lugie was on his way to Nairobi to visit family. The Calgary accountant leaves behind his wife Gladys and 3 children.
Derek is a very loving dad and very really loving and a loving husband as well. He loves people. He just loves people of all sorts of background, and he makes friends easy, very friendly man.
Peter Demarche was president of the International Family Forestry Alliance on his way to Nairobi to attend a conference on climate change. And Ottawa's Jessica Hiba, who had been overseas working with a United Nations agency. Her friends writing she was the fabric of so many. She leaves behind 2 daughters.